Hey everybody, welcome back. So for today's video, I wanted to talk about why your emotional well-being has never been anyone else's job. So obviously in terms of love, we get so caught up in what the other person is doing. We think they're responsible for how we're feeling. And obviously you can hold your partner accountable to a certain degree, but at the same time, at the end of the day, you're the only one in your body feeling your emotions, having your thoughts, reacting to situations. So ultimately, you get to decide how you react. Are you going to react in a mature way, or are you going to blame, argue, get upset, throw tantrums, and handle things in an unhealthy way? And I think the best place to start is obviously growing up your role models for love and even just your mentality and overall well being. If we don't have examples of what that even looks like in a healthy relationship, that's really the foundation. I know not everybody has those issues with those things, but for those of us who do, it is apparent that we will automatically look to others to make us feel a certain way or to fulfill certain emotional needs. And then people have these distorted definitions of love that cause so much stress and strain because we were never taught how to handle our emotions on our own, or that it's even our job to do so and what that looks like. So it really comes down to recognizing your own coping mechanisms for things, your own assumptions of others, because it's not even about your reactions, because your reactions come from your own assumptions and beliefs about people. So if you're not naturally able to trust people and feel comfortable or have a healthy dynamic with men or women or whoever you're interested in, that core belief in itself comes with the negative thoughts, assumptions about other people, how you view them, the experiences that you have with others. It all trickles down from what you believe about love, what you believe about how others treat you, and how they show up. So the best way to combat that and work on that is to change your assumptions, to be secure with people, to have the assumption, I'm naturally good at having healthy relationships, healthy communication, emotionally available people in my life. It is effortless and everybody shows up for me in the way that I need them to, and I show up for them. Like if you cultivate a secure, confident mindset, that resolves majority of the issues that you have. But obviously we don't have to be perfect about it. So if we experience something that catches us off guard, it's okay, but you still have to step back and be the observer and say, you know what, why am I really reacting about this? How can I look at this differently? Like, what assumption did I have to make me react like this? Because most cases, we know that we have our assumptions and we could have stopped this or prevented the whole thing from happening if we just had a different outlook on things. So what I'm really getting at is that your emotional well-being is going to be different compared to everyone else, so you don't really have to compare. It's just understanding yourself, understanding your motivations, recognizing your assumptions, changing them if you need to in order to cultivate and create better relationships with other people, and then act accordingly. So it's really just being able to work on yourself, look at your own self-image, and allow yourself to find the love that you seek within first, and then be able to go outward and, have those relationships with other people. But getting back to the point of the whole video and why I wanted to make it, it was just, for me, I had to learn all this stuff on my own, and I had to recognize that people, I didn't need them for the reassurance. And those are some of the biggest lessons that helped me regain confidence and understand giving people a different purpose in my life. Instead of being intimidated and fearful of others, I could allow myself to get close to people again because I started to open up and feel secure on my own, not needing to have other people act a certain way or show up a certain way before I could feel that, because I kept waiting for other people to be different, but not realizing that I wasn't changing, which is why things weren't changing outside of myself. And then as soon as I decided to let go of certain negative feelings or images of others and expectations, it allowed me to see that people change, if not instantly, right in front of my face, or literally overnight. The same people that I've either felt threatened or insecure about were kind, nice, and it was never anything that I even need to have those assumptions about. So it just goes to show, if you take care of your own self-image and learn to repurpose your emotions as something that helps you instead of harms you, that can help you go a long way in navigating relationships or anything in your life, because people usually are afraid of the sensations that we have. We are more afraid of the feeling of fear than fear itself, or the thing that we claim that we fear. It's really just the discomfort of the emotions that hurts us the most, because we want to shy away from pain. We feel like any type of pain is threatening to us, even if it's just mental or emotional. We see how impactful it can be when your emotions are so overwhelming. It can be crippling. So your body will literally feel like you're in danger, even when it's anxiety or it's not even anything physically happening to you. Many of us can create scenarios in our head that get us so fearful of something that hasn't even happened. We're literally creating assumptions of things that don't exist, or we're reliving past events that aren't even happening to us anymore, and we're projecting it into our current relationships as well as future relationships, because we'll have expectations of people that we literally just met, but we assume, oh, they behave this way or they're going to act this way. And in what happens, their behaviors weren't even intentionally starting out like that, but eventually we see it shift to the distrustful things, or, people not showing up for us because that was your expectation. Now they have to fulfill it. So I really just want people to be self-aware of nurturing and giving yourself the emotional confidence, the emotional security and balance within, and that will make you feel like the most stable person in the world in any situation and circumstance. So other people, obviously you can hold them accountable, hold them responsible for their actions, but you don't really need to have any expectations of them changing. Like, obviously it would be nice for people to change, especially if it's someone that you love, but don't create that as a limitation before you change yourself. Because if you're always waiting for other people to change, it's kind of like you're part of the problem, because you're not even aware that you're not doing the work yourself. Because if you got time to sit there and wait for other people to change, when are you going to change yourself? Like, how are you even taking responsibility for your part of it? Sometimes that's going to look like you walking away, giving people the space to know what they lost and know that these are the repercussions for you not treating me how I want to be treated. Sometimes they'll come back, sometimes they won't, but you literally have to get to the point where that doesn't even matter to you. Like, that won't even faze you either, when you have the confidence in who you are. And that was the biggest issue for me, is feeling like this individual was the end all be all, and how am I going to go on without them? How am I going to function and live my life? And for you to have that feeling with every person that you met is just unhealthy, especially when you look back and you realize it wasn't even love. But when you're not even used to having consistent, healthy relationships, you kind of form that attachment on any little piece of attention that you get. And you have to realize, like, that was never what you deserved. You might need that to learn the lesson, but until you learn the lesson, you're going to keep having the same experiences over and over again. So it's really being able to look at yourself in all aspects and just nurture yourself and know who you are, so that you can have that balance no matter what area of your life, whether it's love, friendship, work, money, etc. So I think that's where I'm going to wrap up this video. Hopefully I gave you guys enough things to reflect and think on. Drop some comments on your thoughts on how you could give yourself that emotional independence and, just that emotional freedom to be, do, have whatever you want, regardless of what other people are doing. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next one.